Hello, everyone. Welcome to Claret and Booze. I don't know whether I've done this done this correctly. Actually, give us a minute. One moment, everyone. I think I have. Do you want to let me know that you can hear me? I've had to change software today because I've had some issues. Right, there's some people watching now. Oh, mate, Danny Moore's in the house. Yes, it was dog shit, wasn't it? It was. Look, anyway, let's start this again. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Claret and Booze. This is a match day debrief, a Boxing Day match day debrief. Sorry we didn't do a watch along. Couldn't be asked. I ate so much yesterday. I don't think I would have made it up here earlier. I'm still eating now. I ain't stopped. It's got to stop at some point. I'm going to burst. But it was poor. It was boring. The same as our recent run of games that we've had. I mean, 4 good results on paper, I suppose. If you look at it, 2 wins, 2 draws. 2 draws against Brighton and Bournemouth and 2 wins, Wolves and Southampton. But have you enjoyed any of them? I mean, the football's just crap, isn't it? It is right. It's so bad. I hate to. I must sound entitled saying that. I don't know, but it's just so bad. It's so poor. The lineup as well today. That midfield, fucking hell. Guido didn't do anything wrong today. Don't get me wrong, but that is just such a poor midfield. It really is. He made it worse. It's been bad anyway for the past few months, and bringing Guido in my opinion, it just made us more static in the middle. We looked good for about 5 minutes. We got that great chance with Wan-Bissaka bombing down the right and cutting that lovely ball back to Soler, who crashes a ball off the crossbar. Really unlucky. But then beyond that, Southampton just took complete control of that game. They did for the rest of that half. We was being played. It felt like we was being played off the park. It felt like the guy that's just come into Southampton. This is his first game. It looked like Southampton were playing with a little bit more identity than us. I mean, they created so many chances. They're not going to stay up, are they? If they can't convert anything. I mean, Fabianski had another great game. They was missing sitters. I mean, they weren't all sitters. A lot of them were quite hard headers, but they should have converted one of them. It was ridiculous, How we've come away from that game with 3 points, I've got no clue. And that's been the story of this season. Whenever we've won, it's been the same in every single game. You come out of it feeling like you haven't deserved it. So there weren't really much else to talk about from our perspective in that first half, apart from Kilman going off with a mysterious injury. I don't know what happened there. He looked like he had a bit of a tussle with Paul, on Onuachu, that big monster they've got up front. But other than that, I don't really know what else there was to talk about from that. I mean, Todibo came on and done a really good job on that side. I think with Todibo and Wan-Bissaka on that right-hand side, because Wan-Bissaka played well again, we've got a really good sort of solid right-hand side of our defence. In fact, I think we looked better, did we not? Not saying that Kilman did anything necessarily wrong, but we seemed to improve after Kilman went off. Todibo came on and Dinos went out to the left. It's quite weird. It was a shit game. It really was a shit game. Rodriguez got a yellow card, an overturned red card. I didn't think it was a red, even when I saw it in real time. He did go in a little bit rash, but his feet weren't like off the floor or anything. I don't even think it was a slip. I just don't think it was that much of a crazy challenge. So that got overturned. VAR came in handy for once. Thomas Souček, something to celebrate about. He misses the Liverpool game. So that's a bonus. That's a bonus, isn't it? I'm horrible, aren't I? But yeah, so no Thomas Souček in the next game. So that's good. That's good. I shall look forward to that. See what he does. We might get Soler and Paqueta in the middle again. Who knows? Might put some fucking footballers in the team. Somerville and Cresswell came on later on. That's when he went to his usual back 5 now, which is becoming a bit of a trend. But before that, he weren't protecting the point this time. He was protecting 3 points. So, bit of a sloppy goal from ours. It was a set piece, went wrong. It's gone to Souček. Souček's nodded it back in. Fulkrug sort of flicked it on, and Bowen's shown some real good instincts, being in the right place at the right time, gambling. And he sniffed out a chance and put it away, tucked it under the keeper. So we got our goal, and then, like I said, we did what we've tried to do in every game previously. Whether we're winning or drawing, Lopetegui wants to keep what he's got. That's it. So we're creating absolutely fuck all. It still looks like We've got no identity. Like I said, it looks like Southampton had way more about them than we did. Way more. I don't know what the XG is on that game. Not that I'll give a fuck. But they must have had a greater XG than us because we weren't. They were creating good chances. Less in the second half, but it's more so because we was just fucking camped in our own box. We were trying to make it difficult for them. But we were outplayed. We played the bottom of the table team in Southampton, and we were outplayed for the lion's share of it, I would say. Once we scored, we controlled it. We controlled the game. Because we didn't have to do fuck all then, apart from just shut up shop. That's what it felt like we did, and sort of hit him with the occasional counter. I mean, Somerville could have scored when he initially first came on. There's a lot of people that are saying he should have put it away or should have hit the target. It was an acute angle, it was an acute angle. So I'm not going to have a go at him for that. But it's so poor, isn't it? Boring. I mean, who the fuck wants to go and watch this? I have become, over the last few years, when it comes to sort of going to the games, I mean, I've already said I'm not going to go back to that stadium until this has been sorted. Either Lopetegui's gone or Sullivan's gone. Something's happened. I'm not going back to that London stadium. That's not happening. I will go to the on-away game. I will. But it does make you wonder, doesn't it? What the fuck do you want to go and watch that? Well, why do you want to go and watch that? I don't know why anyone does. I don't. It's so bad. I mean, if we was a shit team like we have been over the years, we've had shit players. You can understand it. You can swallow it, and you get behind it because But the real bone of contention here is that we know that we're not. We know that we've got great players, and we know that we should be playing better, but we're not. But as Patrick says here, look, a win is a win. A win is a win. That's right. That's right. If you get your enjoyment from teletext and just supporting the team from a distance, then yeah, it's fine. It's great. We've been brilliant the last 4 games. Bournemouth and Brighton banging form. We nicked 2 points off of them. Beat Wolves. Beat Southampton. It's brilliant. But if you actually like watching football, then I think this is a bit of a problem. I don't know about you. And the problem is that he's really bought himself some faith now with Sullivan. Sullivan's going to be sitting there thinking to himself, after months and months of everyone slagging him off, saying how he made the wrong move, he's going to be sitting there thinking, "Oh yeah, I reckon he can turn this around now. We can, I can prove everyone right." That's what Sullivan's going to be thinking. You're going to have Lopetegui thinking that his way of managing this team is justified. Whatever the tactics are, you fucking tell me what the tactics are. I've got no clue. I've got no clue tactically what this bloke does. I don't know. It doesn't look like we play with tactics. It doesn't. The only thing tactically that he does is if by any miracle we're either drawing or winning come 20 minutes from the end of the game, he thinks he's fuck lucky and he tries to shut up shop and keep what he's got. He can't believe it. He's like, right, that's it. I'm going 5 at the back. So look, I'm not miserable. I'm past that. I'm apathetic to West Ham at the moment. I am. But watching the game, I felt a little bit like a neutral today. When I was watching that game, I felt no emotion. It was a little bit like I felt the same watching West Ham versus Southampton as what I did watching Everton Man City the game before. How does that happen? Honestly, I think I've resigned myself to the fact that this season's fucked. It's dead. Nothing's going to happen in it. Nothing at all. We're going to win a few. We're going to lose a few. But we're going to be shit 100% of the time. It's going to be boring. Boring as fuck. We've got a January transfer window coming up now where it looks like we're going to be selling 1, 2 or 3 of our better players, depending on who you want to believe. And we're going to throw more money at the problem that is Lopetegui to try and make it work. That's what we're going to do. We're going to spend more money on this rather than do what, the obvious thing, which is, don't know, maybe go out and just go and grab a manager. Fucking Marco Silva won again today, didn't they? They beat Chelsea. So I'm not looking forward to Liverpool. If we play anything like that against Liverpool, with the way that the gaps, the way because they're shit going forward, aren't they, Southampton? Clearly. They've got no problem creating chances, but they've got no cutting edge. We play anything like that against Liverpool, we're going to get absolutely opened up. And it's going to be embarrassing. What they did to Spurs, putting 6 past them, I hate to think what they're going to do to us. The only thing that could save Lopetegui is if Max Kilman is injured and we go with Dinos and Sadibo at the back. I think those two look better. I genuinely do. I haven't got anything actually against Max Kilman. I just think he's a bit of an underwhelming defender. And he's played every minute of every game. I thought we looked better defensively when he went off. Certainly, we didn't concede as many chances. Nowhere near. So maybe that could be a bit of a bonus that could play into our hands and Lopetegui's hands, because it will help him. It's a shame about Fabianski, of course, going off with that clash of heads, because he was well on his way to getting his 3rd consecutive man of the match for West Ham. In fact, he probably still did enough to get the man of the match, in my opinion. I don't know how late it was, but it just made that absolutely world-class save. Maybe he did. Maybe he did enough to get the man of the match, but I didn't see it back, so I don't know how gruesome it was. It must have been bad, because Fabianski ain't the type of bloke to go down in a crumpled heap, and that's not his way. So it must have been pretty bad. I'm sure there'll be some clips going around of it. Must have been a head injury, I'm assuming, because they used the concussion protocol, didn't they, to make the substitution. So yeah, I don't know. If you want to phone in and disagree with me, because this probably is the time now where, I say disagree with me. I'm not really moaning. I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest. We're shit. We played the worst team in the Premier League today and just scraped past them. Just. It was a well scrappy game. So Tom says the funny thing is seeing the Moyes in crowd now claiming it's not about results. Exactly. Yeah. No, I know. It was when Moyes was here though, wasn't it? Lopetegui needs to fuck off. What a shit show of a game. Incandescent. Oh, mate, are you there? I'm past it. They've sucked the emotion out of me. They've killed Nick. They've killed me. I've just accepted we're shit. I said this a few weeks ago. Of course, I'm going to go off the rails every now and then with something when truly bad happens. But I don't know. I saw that lineup. A month ago, I'd have been fucking fuming going into that game just through looking at the shitty lineup that he'd put out. But I weren't even reacting to that. I'll just whatever. Let's just get this out of the way. Kudus don't give a damn anymore. Now, do you know what? I felt the same, and he was actually winding me up. He gave the ball away a few times in the first half, and I haven't got an issue with players giving the ball away, by the way. I love Paqueta. What I've got an issue with are players that don't give a fuck once they've lost it, and they don't chase back. They don't look bothered afterwards. There was no panic on Kudus's face whenever he did make a mistake. He just kind of... Yeah, he was actually winding me up, but he did do some good things today. He did. But he does now look like a player that doesn't want to be there, to me. E. Davis says, we're playing exactly the same as when Moyes tried to play possession. Yeah, it's defensive, possession-based football. It's a way of killing large portions of the game. Ideally, what Lopetegui wants to do is to hold onto the ball in our own defensive third for about 40, 50 minutes of the game. That kills that massive section of the game. Maybe nick a goal in between and then close it out and just play roadblock football for the last 15 minutes. This bloke's a fucking genius. He really is, Really is. Mate, we joke. Like I said, if they play anything like what they did against Spurs and we play anything like what we did today, that is not an unrealistic scoreline. It ain't. It's as simple as that. We're Southampton is shit, proper shit, and we're shit. Frog and a Well says same old Barry White rolled out. Yeah. Victor Williams says get him out for fuck's sake. These performances mate, they are numbing. I'm going to put the number up. Let me get my phone connected. I don't know if anyone does want to phone him, but don't try and phone in yet. If you do, one moment, please. Give us a minute. This never works first time, by the way. Let's see if it does. Right, give it a go. 1 minute. It's working. Right, so if you want to phone him, you can phone in now. I'll put my headphones on so I'm ready. But yeah, talk to me. Talk to me. Give me your take on the game, on the situation, on what we're planning on doing in this transfer window, which in my mind is absolute madness. And that is to go out and back this man further. You know, it isn't personal with Lopetegui. Like I've said before, it was personal with me and Moyes. I couldn't fucking stand him. Still can't. It isn't with Lopetegui. I just think the guy is useless. And he's proving that he's useless in every game. He is getting points, but how can you not with the team that he's got? Do you know what I mean? How we're getting points, I don't know. That's just like these shit managers do seem to be very lucky, because I know David Moyes was. I'll put my number up anyway, because many of you may not have it. Right, one moment, please. One moment. How do I do it? Just got to try and work this software out. Hang on, just a minute. So, yeah, that was dreadful. It really was. And do you know what? I'm at the stage now, though, where I've realised there is just no point getting the ump about it, is there? There ain't no... What's the point? If you want to phone in on that number now, have a chat with me. If you've got the ump, you can phone in, raging. That's up to you. That's up to you. Tell me what you think. You know? Am I being a deluded fan? Am I being entitled? You know? Should I be grateful for what Lopetegui's doing? Is there something that I can't see? You know, I've heard some bloke phone into TalkSport and say that, you know, the West Ham fans can all see what Lopetegui's trying to do. We're keeping the ball. There's patterns. There ain't no fucking patterns of play. There's nothing. There's nothing at all. My son showed me, it was an extended highlights of the 18-19 season, I think it was, when we had, whatever season it was, when we had Lopetegui, when he first came, not Lopetegui, fuck me, what's his name? The other drip that we had that didn't work. I can't think. Pellegrini. That season when we had Pellegrini, the first one. Mate, you want to have a look at some of the football we played in that season. Go back and have a look at the highlights. I don't remember it being like that at all, but we played some proper football there. And like I said, it was an extended highlights as well. It was about half an hour's worth. Some really good football. We're not seeing anything like that now. We've gone backwards in every way. Oh, hang on 1 minute. Hello there. Hello.
Hello?
Oh, hello. How you doing? What you need to do is you need to turn your TV down now, because I can hear myself.
Oh, hang on a minute. Let me get the controller.
Go on then.
I'm phoning from Canada.
You're phoning from Canada?
Yeah.
What's your name?
Denise.
Hello, Denise. Do you know you're my first female caller ever? You're the first.
Oh.
You're the first one. You're the first one. I should.
Oh, well, I've been watching West Ham since I was about 5 years old. I used to go over the old bowling ground. My dad used to take me.
Oh.
And my husband used to go as well. And his great uncle was Charlie Painter.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, blimey. So are you kind of still an avid West Ham fan? Do you still suffer it? You know, what sort of watch all the games on telly when you're over there? And
Oh, absolutely. Well, see, that's the problem. We don't get many games on here, so we have to try and listen to it on the West Ham web thing.
Mind you, it's not a bad thing,
So,
you know, because it ain't great to watch. So it's probably a bonus that you can't watch it.
But, I mean, it did sound, if you excuse my French, it did sound a shit game.
It was shit, yeah. It was definitely shit.
It was, yeah. And I'm afraid my husband uses a lot of language, just like, bad words.
Just like the rest of us.
Well, that's it. And our son, James, he was born in England, but like I say, we've lived over here 31 years now.
Oh.
But, and all the time, all you get is the phone ringing with them two having a moan about the game.
So what's your take?
But anyway,
what's your take? Go on then. What's your take on West Ham at the moment then? Go on then. What
Oh, see, I can't say that man's
we'll call him Floppy.
Anyway.
Call him Floppy.
Floppy, yeah. No, he's got no go about him. He's got no charisma, and I don't think he commands respect from the players.
No.
And he's got no plans whatsoever. None at all. So I mean, no disrespect for the man, but I mean, let's face it, he ain't earning a small amount. And for what they earn, they should be doing the job. I think I could do it better than him.
$3 million a year, Denise, he's earning for doing what he's doing.
God, 3 million. Gee, and that's pounds, isn't it?
Yeah, 3 million quid. Yeah. Oh, yeah. But he has to pay tax on that though, so he probably clears about 1.7 million or something like that. Bless him.
Oh well, I won't feel too broken-hearted for him then. But no, I just wanted to say we really love all the comments that you make, and we just enjoy listening and hearing what other people are saying as well. So
that's lovely.
And I'm just doing the Boxing Day, getting the Boxing Day dinner ready because my son's coming round, so we'll hear all about West Ham again.
Are you doing another full roast today?
Yeah, we've got a roast turkey.
Yeah.
And all that stuff. I mean, we had that yesterday as well, but we're having it again today.
I don't know whether I could do it. Honestly, I ate so much yesterday. I don't know whether I could do it again. I don't think I could.
Oh, well, actually, if you're ever over, we live just outside Edmonton in Alberta.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, so if ever you're over this way, we'll always, and I always say to everyone, pop in for a cup of tea. Do you think anyone ever does?
Well, I'll be popping in for a Sunday roast now. Now I know you were.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can set up an extra place for you.
Yeah. Lovely. Well, anyway.
Anyway, you keep up good work, and we really do enjoy listening to you, and wish you all the best for the new year, and come on, you Irons, don't let us down.
Thank you very much, Denise. Happy New Year to you as well. Brilliant call. Thanks for taking the time to call in.
Oh, you're more than welcome. As I say, we love listening to you. So take care.
Lovely.
All the best.
Cheers, Denise.
Bye.
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 Oh, how nice was that? How nice was that? So look, anyone else that does want to call in, the number is there. I'll keep it open for a little while. I'll go through the comments until people phone in. It's just hard, isn't it? It's one of them games where they're draining the emotion out of people. Even the anger. I mean, for me, if I feel the anger's going, then that's pretty bad, really, because I've said this already. I feel like I'm on the edge with West Ham at the minute. I do. I don't think I'd struggle not watching them. Honestly, that is just shit. What the way that we're playing, all the games that are going on in the media as well, all the stuff that's happening at the club, the way they're treating fans, with the removal of consent, everything else that they're doing at the moment. The whole thing is just toxic. It's shit, isn't it? They're not bringing much positive to anyone's life, are they? Craven says he can't see Ange lasting much longer. Yeah, no. Well, I'll take him. I know a lot of you wouldn't. I don't give a fuck how bad it goes for him at Spurs. I would take Postecoglou all day long. Give me rock and roll, heavy metal football. Winning 4-0 one week, losing 4-0 the next. Fuck it. I don't care. I just want to have fun. Football is about fun. It isn't just about results. Because if it was just about results, you'd be really happy at the moment. You would. And you'd have been really happy after Wolves, and you'd have been really happy after Brighton and Bournemouth. It ain't. It's a fucking entertainment. So get an entertaining manager in. Of course, it would be better if you could go and get the type of manager that could play that type of football and win everything as well at the same time. But, there ain't that many of them out there, is there? Let's face it. And if you give me the choice of both, give me that 15-16 season over anything that we've had since. And I mean that as well. I mean that. That was the last time I genuinely loved football. Yes, we had the final in Prague. We had a moment in time. But that was it. The football that we've played, everything, nah. Since, not really. We've had a few little glimpses, a few little moments, like the lockdown football and everything else. When Lingard first came in, that was quite exciting for a period, for about 8 games, 10 games. Hello there, it's Nick from Claret and Booze. Who am I talking to?
Hello, Nick. It's Nick here from Tunbridge Wells.
Hello, Nick. Nicky from Tunbridge Wells.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Doing all right?
Yeah, not bad, mate. Not bad. You're another first-time caller.
Yeah, I am. I
Oh,
do
good
watch your
stuff.
thing. You do a fantastic job, mate, and
Cheers, mate.
you really fly the flag for West Ham, that's for sure. And my old man used to play for West Ham's reserves many years ago in the 60s, and he played with Bobby Moore and
Oh,
against
wow.
Bobby Moore, and but he never went any further because back in them days, in the 60s, there wasn't much money in it in the game.
Yeah.
But he you know, he was a good footballer, my dad, and he ended up playing for Gillingham. And I've always been a fan since then, really. But what it is, Nick, what I'm interested in is, as you said earlier, that a lot of the on the side we've got some really good players,
Yeah.
and I think, as you say, his decisions to put players on and off are not very good. This is obviously why the side's not doing too well. I just thought of strange thing over the last few weeks. Why don't we have an app system on our phones where fans at half time can vote in on what players can come on at half time?
Yeah.
As we've got decent players, and that might actually, and they have to have like a login system, and they read it and they say, well, do you know what? We've been outvoted by the fans. I want these players to come on to make the game a bit better.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know whether that'll ever happen. I mean, fair enough. When you got a clueless manager like Lopetegui, he could probably do with a little bit of advice. But
they're not called managers anymore; they're called coaches.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
So what I'm saying to you is, I think a lot of the fans like yourself and us, we know what players, how good strengths are because we're watching them, aren't we, from a distance when we know what's going on. So I don't understand why we don't do that sort of thing,
Yeah,
it could be interesting, couldn't it?
It could. Well, look. At the moment, it would be interesting. It isn't the type of thing that I would probably support going forward because I think too much has changed in football already, mate. That's part of the reason. It isn't just West Ham. There's too much. I just feel like too much has changed with VAR. There's too much stop starting. I think football at its core is a very, very basic game. It is. It's been overcomplicated by coaches. The likes of Pep Guardiola, they've overcomplicated the game. It's become a science. If you look at what Pep Guardiola does with, certain individuals, world-class players that entertain the fans, people like Jack Grealish, they go there and they die because they then have their flair and love of why they started playing the game in the first place coached out of them. The stuff that gets fans off their seats, that comes out. It turns into tick-a-tacker. It's no player touches a ball more than twice. Control it, pass. Even at that level, it's got too boring. It's become too scientific. VAR's made it worse. I think. Yeah, like I said to you, at the moment, with how boring that game was yesterday.
The only reason why I said that is we've got to do some really good players here, and they're not playing to the right positions, not playing to the right potential. And I think you can actually put them in the right positions, get them on, and see what happens on the second half. You know what I mean? But I mean, as you say, it sounds a bit more complicated, but I think all it is an app system. You vote in and you say, well, I think I like to have him come off, him come on.
Yeah.
And go on from there. Do you know what I mean?
Some sort of fan involvement. I mean, do you know what? It wouldn't surprise me if in the long term, I don't know about that, but something like that does get fed into it. And it won't be the people in the stadium because they don't play for the people in the stadium anymore. They play for the audience at home watching on TV, which is now part of me as well.
What I'm saying to you is this is a chance for the audience to tell them to get on with it because they're telling you, we've got you voted on. This is make the game stronger for us to win. Perhaps get a few points in the second half.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what would be good. What would be good would be if you could have a board of I don't know, like a fans board, and then the fans board can select some characters from the West Ham. It could be, like ranty people, because there's a lot of people much worse than me. And then what you could do is when we're having a bad game, we could have a situation where we go, right, we want Big Bill to go into the changing room at half time and rip them all a new one. That's what we should do.
Yeah.
And it's televised. So there could be a voting system for that at half time. They've got to go in and get the fucking air dryer treatment from Big Bill. That could work.
So to me, I mean, you get advantage given the chance of the first half. Okay, You see what his team has put out, and they go in, like, give them another 5 minutes, perhaps. We all vote in. Takes a few minutes, and they say, right, cut-off time. This is what the fans are saying. We think, blah, blah, blah. Okay, give them a chance. I'll tell you what, it won't surprise me if we win a few more games.
No, I know. But as going back to what Kerry says here, I mean, this is the main issue. The main issue that we've got is the fact that we do not start with our strongest 11. You know, we hardly ever do. We never start with our strongest 11.
No, it's strange, isn't it?
You've
really
got you're starting players. I mean, I'm bored talking. I've been talking about Kadu since we've had him. We're never going to see him in the middle. He's going to be sold before we see it. We'll see him playing the 10 for another team. Yeah. That's where we'll see him playing the 10. It's just, and that's not just Lopetegui. That was Moyes as well. Moyes did the same with him. He never played him in his strongest position. So I don't know, mate. But Harry, it's an idea. All ideas are welcome. They are. Yeah. But you know something? As mad as what I personally think that idea is, it's the type of thing that I could see being introduced to football, because I think that's just the way it's going. I think the change, the change in football.
How many managers are there making the right tactics with the Premiership? There's probably about a handful, isn't there? Mm. The rest of the managers, it's not even a good side like us. Still not making it happen, really, is it? You know. And,
no, I know.
You can have a bit of fun with that, I suppose. And so, we chose them to put in. What else? We put those extra things that go in on the second half and see what happens.
It will never happen. You're never gonna pay, because whether they've got the title of coach or manager, they're still earning between £3 and £5 million a year. They still think they're God. They do, because they are. And they will not take likely. I mean, you imagine David Moyes being told by the fans that we've got to throw a player on that he don't. I think it would be. It'd be interesting for sure.
Well, what you could do. The manager has to. He has to put what he's going to do. Start off in the second half, and we look at it and say, right, now we want that to be happening. Yeah, but you never know. It's just an idea, you know.
Yeah, mate. Look, it's
just for me, the frustration of all these decent players on there, and they're not getting put on there.
Do you know what this says to me? This is coming from a fan who's just watched West Ham, the fourth time in a row that you've watched him, and you've been bored out of your fucking mind, and you've been sitting there thinking to yourself, how can we make this more interesting? How can we make this more interesting? Because this is it. I'm telling you, this is kind of. I got up and made a turkey sandwich midway through the second half. I just thought, oh, fuck this. I'm going to go and eat some more food. I'm going to go and eat some more food. But I think if we had a manager that was playing a brand of football that we all loved, that was, we was having edge of your seat moments throughout the game, then you wouldn't want anything like that interrupting. The only reason that we're thinking like that at the moment is because we've got a complete dickhead in charge. And what you're saying is you don't think he's picking the right players and bringing the right players on at the right times. And that is the problem. That's the problem.
I just see, when I listen to you talk about individual players, what their class is and what the situation is, I just think they're not... everyone's saying the same thing. And because we can see it.
Yeah.
And it's I know managers there to make decisions and to take them on and off. But I mean, if you've got 100 people making a decision and say, right, we think this has got to go, and if it turns right, you've done the right decision, haven't you?
Yeah. No, I know.
It sounds a bit wacky, but I mean,
it is wacky. It's definitely wacky racist stuff. But I think I think for me, mate. I just want to see a change in the dugout. I do. This man does not know what he's doing. He really and truly does not know what the fuck he's doing. It's almost embarrassing. It's embarrassing now.
Yeah, I know what you mean, and I'd like to see us get back into Europe again. That's the thing. That's good fun. That was a European situation. I think that's what I'd like to see us do, and but I don't think it's going to happen this year, is it? Really?
I can't say, mate. It ain't going to happen. I don't think. Look. I think in West Ham, I've said this before. You don't get the opportunity to stand still. You really don't. You either build on success and you keep on moving forwards, or you go backwards. You don't get to stand still because everyone else in the Premier League is going to try and be what you. Say when we were fifth and we were sixth. Look at what Nottingham Forest have done now. They've strived for more and they've strived for better. You look at Newcastle, you look at Villa, you look at Fulham, you look at Bournemouth, you look at Brighton. We are so far now behind the rest of these teams. Not on points. If you look at the table, there isn't much there in the way of points, and people will point to the fact that we're, level on points with Man United or whatever it is, and we're level on points with Spurs. But the facts of the matter is that these teams are also having dog shit seasons. They are. If this was a one-off, then I wouldn't be as sure as I am now that we are on the fucking decline. This is our third consecutive dog shit Premier League season. This is not a one-off. We've had a new manager come in and we've just continued being shit. That's all that's happened. While all of the other teams in and around us have gone beyond us. Like I said, Brentford, Bournemouth, Brighton, Fulham, Newcastle, Aston Villa, they're all better than us. They're all better. They are. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Nick, thanks very much. And keep up the good work, mate. I think you're doing a really good job here on the flying the flag for West Ham, that's for sure. And I've got to go now.
No worries, mate. No worries.
And keep it up and have a good evening. Cheers. See you later.
Thank you very much, mate. Merry Christmas. Have a wonderful 2025 as well, mate.
And you, mate. Thanks. All the best.
All
Bye-bye.
Right. Cheers, mate. See you later.
Bye. Bye.
A voting system to make substitutions. So it's a wild idea. But that is the type of thing that you only think of, innit, as a fan, when your manager's a fucking dickhead. That's it. That's the only time. We shouldn't be second-guessing our manager. I mean, I know we always would, and football fans do, because we always think that we know better. But, yeah, I don't know. Like I said, it's an interesting idea. Today that would have been interesting. Don't say it wouldn't have been. If you could have opened up an app on your phone and you could have gone fucking, get Somerville on now. Get Guilherme on. But yeah, never going to happen. Right, if anyone else wants the phone, the number is there. Megadroid says, Moyes would have lost that for us today. He would have parked the bus and still... We did park the bus. Really? We went to a back five, mate. I know we kept our attacking threat up there to a degree. We still had the lively players up, but we did shut up shop. I just don't... I don't see that... I don't even think the two of them really can be sort of kind of compared and, measured off against one another, as a justification. Because Moyes was shit. Moyes was terrible. So to say, well, Moyes would have done this and that justifies Lopetegui, I don't think that's where we should be. Hello, is that Gary?
Hello, Nick. How are you?
Very well, mate. Very well. Merry Christmas.
And you, mate. You have a good Christmas?
Yeah, it was good. I do every year, but this year, I mean, when I say I ate too much, by the time it got to Christmas dinner, I was stuffed, mate. I was stuffed. And then after,
I was the same yesterday. I had this massive dinner yesterday. I've been eating turkey sandwiches watching the game. So,
mate, it makes you feel sick thinking about it, right? So you have a fault. I was eating all day. I was stuffed. I was beyond full up. And then you sit down. You got your prawn cocktail, which everyone has. So you get that out of the way. You smash that. Yeah. Then you start dishing up your plate. You've got your Brussels. You've got your your carrots and your parsnips. You've got your sausage meat stuffing. You've got your cauliflower cheese. You got free meats. We went for this year. We went for beef, turkey, and gammon. And you're sitting there looking at this plate thinking, fuck, how am I going to get through this? But you get through it because you're a winner. So you get through it.
I mean, because I run my own business, I haven't had a holiday for a few years. So this is the only time when everything stops and I can have a week off and just do what I want, watch West Ham, go to fish shops, meet your friends, just do what I want for a week. I quite enjoy that, Yeah, I'm over your way tomorrow as well. So just going to pop in around Cruise Hill.
Go buy some fish.
What was I going to say? Regards to the game today, I've just watched it, same as you. I'm going to put a slightly different spin on it because everyone's virtually in the same boat here. Everyone's bored with the actual performances.
Yeah.
But we was all, listen, I'm going to try to make this slightly different. Look, from our point of view, obviously we're fans. We want to see entertainment. That I totally get. But from point-wise, we've taken 8 from the last 12. And now, what I was going to say to you is, we're pulled away from the bottom. We're looking towards the top half. So really now, the Liverpool game, no one's expecting anything. It's got a bit of a barrier now between the bottom sides and ourselves. So maybe, have a go. Maybe you may be going to be forced now. Soucek's suspended. So's the other lad he got sent off, booked.
Yeah.
So now he could go with
Kilman's injured.
Kilman's injured as well. Midfield. Sorry, Nick.
Kilman's injured as well, by the look of it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Although, funny enough, actually, today, Tabido and Matapanos worked quite, like you said yourself, worked quite well. You know, we didn't really miss Kilman, did we? In that respect.
No. But I think you are representative of a big section of the fans, as well, because I do think that I think that you are very much are results win over everything else.
I want both, Nick.
Yeah.
I want both, same as you do. Of course, I want both. But what I'm saying is, from Lopetegui's point of view, it's about him. You know, if he'd have played well the last 4 games and lost them all, he'd be gone now. So, from his point of view, it's about, I suppose, getting the points on, getting away from the. I mean, we're level with Spurs now. I mean, above Man United, it's ridiculous, isn't it?
I know, I know, but that's only because they are also shit this year.
I know, but what I'd like to see, I would love to see Kudus on Liverpool game played in that 10 role.
Never going to happen.
Just give it, time.
We will never see Kudus.
I know.
At this club played in that central position. We will never see
it. I don't understand really why.
No.
I just can't get my head around. I know we've just had this conversation before, but against Liverpool, you could play Soler, Paqueta, or you could go like you've got Alvarez sitting there. You could play Kudus in the 10 with Paqueta, and then you could play Bowen on the right, Somerville, Falkirk up front. But Falkirk, he's doing nothing for me. I'm afraid he's whether he's children are trying to get match fitness, but this is a problem. Unless you play Kudus on the right, Bowen down the middle, Somerville on the left, and then play Soler, Paqueta, and Alvarez. He's got options here, but we're just crying out for a forward.
He has got options, Gary. Tell me what you thought when you looked at that lineup earlier on.
Well, what I couldn't understand was unless he got an injury, did Soler get a knock, Nick?
He was to me, I thought he did because he looked like he was limping off.
Yeah, in that case, because if he didn't, then I would have been fuming because then where's the creativity?
But I thought, apart from the shot that he had, the snapshot, I thought he was shit in the first half.
Who's that, mate?
Soler. I thought Soler was shit in the first half.
Yeah. He didn't doing great. But you know the strange thing? You think back to the last 6, 7, 8 performances, and that Newcastle game just stands out, doesn't it?
Yeah.
What was it different in that game to the other games? Have you put your finger on it?
That was Lopetegui putting the right team out on the pitch for a change, and that was shackles off. That was them being told that they can go out and play. That was all of our players playing with freedom, all of them, and that was the one and only.
This is what I'm saying.
But that's the one and only time that we've seen it.
This is what I'm saying. Now we've picked up 8 points from the last 12, right?
Yeah.
He's got a chance now. No one's expecting anything to Liverpool.
Yeah.
He's got a chance now to actually maybe have a go. Because, he's got the points on the board. We're pulled away. The other thing I was going to say to you, in regards to Ange, keep hearing West Ham fans, I know you do as well, want Ange. But how long do you think, realistically, I mean, let's look at Tottenham for a minute, right? The previous 2 managers, they had Mourinho and Conte, and they were like us, they were bored shitless with it, weren't they?
Yeah, and he
now,
2 minutes,
80% of the fan base now has turned on him. So now, having a great game.
I still know, because I know a lot of Spurs fans living where I live, and I would say the vast majority of the Spurs fans that I know don't want Ange to go.
The usually fans certainly do,
but they don't think that the problem is Ange. They think the problem is Levy because Levy buys the players and Ange doesn't. So they think the managers get players pushed on.
But what I'm trying to say, when I watch a lot of YouTube channels and I watch some Tottenham channels, and if you go on there, Nick, most of them now, particularly, I mean, not being funny, no matter how much you like football, when your team lets in 6 at home, you can't enjoy that. You can't.
No, you can't.
When we got Arsenal put 6 passes, we didn't enjoy it.
No, you can't. You can't enjoy it. But look. At the same time, for me, that's just me, right? I'm sorry. I'm not fucking pragmatic. Give me winning 4-0 1 week, losing 4-0 the next.
That's fine.
I would take that I would take that. I would, because you know what? When you, like I said to you, especially if you go to a stadium, I would want to go. I would want to go every fucking game. I would, because you never know what you're going to get served up. You never know. But one thing you do know is it's going to be exciting. It ain't going to be boring. That is fundamentally what football, for clubs like West Ham, is all about. We're never going to win the league, Gary. We're not. What are we going to do? We're going to sacrifice every element of entertainment and what we love about the game for the hope that we can scrape and drag out with our fingernails through to 5th place or 6th place. Why?
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say,
I'd rather just have
is there a difference?
Go on.
Go on, carry on.
No, go on.
No, I was going to say, is there a difference between the general fans in the stadium and the YouTube fans? Because you just made a very interesting point. Now, I watch a lot of Tottenham fan channels. You go and watch them tonight after the game, and most of them now want him gone. They've had enough. It's one thing. Just they want now to see Tottenham slide down the table. They've had enough, right? So I'm just saying, even if Ange came in tomorrow, we'll probably have a spell. We'd love it, but eventually, if we started coming the wrong end of the scores, 4-3, 5-4. Eventually, fans would turn on him.
We are living proof of that ourselves, because when Moyes, if you listen to YouTube channels, well, not all of them, but the vast majority towards the end, they were Moyes out, avidly Moyes out. He's got to fucking go. But the fans in the stadium are always the last ones to change, to turn.
Yeah, the away fans. That's right.
They are, because at the end of the day, what they're doing is they're getting their day out. They're enjoying their game of football anyway. The hardest fans to please are armchair fans, which I now am 90% of the time.
That's right.
Because we need to be entertained. We do.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
right. The thing is, I've heard so many West Ham fans now started saying about, I miss Europe. That guy, your last call, I miss playing in Europe. But you only get in Europe normally by finishing in a higher league position. Yeah.
Look, listen, I don't miss...
That's what I said to you, didn't I? I said to you the other week.
Yeah, but I don't miss playing in fucking Europe. I don't. After that, I loved getting to a final, but I don't miss Thursday nights playing Larnaca and shit like that, and then having to rest half your team for a big game that you got on the weekend. I don't miss that at all. If we had a big squad and we could, I like it every now and then. I'm not saying I'd never like to get back into Europe again, but no, not. If I'm honest with you, no, I don't. I think by the time we'd finished that 3-year run, I think I was bored with Europe. I was. I was literally bored with it. It's because it's. Do you know what it is? Do you know what it is, Gary? Do you know what it is, Gary? Do you know what it is? It's all about status now. People just want their club in Europe. It's about status. I don't. Not really.
No, but I think a lot of fans do say they miss the Thursday nights, and it's like I said to you, Nick. It's all about opinions and what you want from the game, realistically, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, under Moyes and this manager, Bowen and Kudus are not playing as well under this guy. More, I think you said the other week, you made a very good point. The actual team is set up for counter-attacking football, and it suited Kudus and Bowen better, that style of play.
Yeah,
obviously, you said it yourself.
Yeah,
he did.
Yeah, but I've got no issue with. Do you know something? I've got no issue with fast-flowing counter-attacking football. What I didn't like about the David Moyes system was it was a low block. With moments in the game where we would go on a counter-attack, and that's when you got the moments from the great players who flourished.
Well, they would start,
if you look at the way that, say, Nottingham Forest are playing now, Aston Villa, even the likes of Newcastle at times, it's true counter-attacking football. They defend hard,
the pace,
and then snap, bang, go. None of this possession-based bollocks where it's all about holding onto the ball in your own half. Oh, look, we've had 50% possession this half. Well, what did we create? Fuck all, because it was all in our own half.
If I give you a choice now, right, between Ange or Marco Silva at Fulham, who would you go for?
No, I'll go Silva. Of course I would.
Oh, yeah, I would.
Yeah.
I would. I think he's a better manager.
But that's...
You look at Fulham's results, unbelievable.
Yeah, no. But this is what I'm saying to you. This is how fucked up this club is, and I've said this so many times now. We've missed the boat so many times. We should have been 18 months into Marco Silva's reign at this point now.
Yeah.
We should have been. He would have he would have spent $250 million on his players brought into this team to make it better, which is way more than what he's ever had to spend at Fulham. And that's where we would be. And no doubt we would be up we'd be up challenging for the top 6 spots, if not in there. And we'd be looking fucking good doing it as well. We would be.
Do you know what's interesting? If we'd have lost the Conference League final, I think Moyes would have been gone. Do you agree? So
he would have been gone. Yeah, which but
then if you said to fans tomorrow, if you go back in time and lose the final and get rid of him, a lot of fans still probably wouldn't do it because they said it's probably one of the best moments, especially younger fans, like in 40s or 30s.
But I wouldn't. But the fact is, Gary, you shouldn't have to make that choice. It was was the right thing for West Ham Football Club for David Moyes to move on at that point. It was the absolute right thing for him to move on, and that decision can only be made by a strong leader that does the right thing for that football club. But Sullivan isn't a strong leader. He ain't. He never has been. He never will be.
I think the last manager really that the fans really felt. I was watching someone the other night and was talking about this, and the last manager that really made the fans connected to the club via the manager was Bilic, probably. in that last season at Upton Park.
I agree with you, mate.
When I hear you talk, and then myself, when I watched Pyatt that season, it was like, truly world class. And I think what I loved about that season was we went away to all the top sides. You look at the results. And we went up them, didn't just beat them, we attacked them. We had a go at them. I think that's what fans...
We've done the treble over Liverpool.
Yeah. Won 3-0 at Anfield. I mean, can you believe that?
No.
One at Man City. You look at the way performances we won, unbelievable.
It was that season. I mean, I'll never get bored talking about it, but I remember it well. That was that season where you're sitting there, and even if you went a goal down, you was confident you was going to come back and win.
You come back, that's right.
Literally confident, you know.
But then you built it around a world class. The world class gets banded about too easily, but Pyatt that season was world class, and there was no one better around, was it really at the time? No. But like I say, the club always seems to make the wrong decisions at the wrong time, because football's about momentum. You only look at Nottingham Forest, and you look at them player for player. I mean, what up to second or third? They're third, aren't they, at the moment? They won again. They won again today.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. No, I know. Yeah. Well, they're playing well.
But that's been built. But you look at Nottingham Forest, though. That's built on their two centre backs, Blenkovic and the other lad. I forget his name. And they're rock solid. And the whole team is built around that. And then they've got the pace breaking further forward.
But it's strange, you look at the results again, Gary, the only reason that their centre-backs are performing so well is because they've got such a functional midfield. We still haven't got a functional midfield. They've got pace, they've got power, they've got technical ability in their midfield. You know, they've got what you need to function properly in the Premier League, in the middle of the park.
The trouble now is, I think the actual fan base, Nick, I think a lot of them are confused. And I'll tell you what I mean by that. If we go back for before, we had the season of 2016, we had that one good season, but ultimately we could have got Champions League, we fell away at the end, but we still had some great memories, some great football.
Yeah.
And the likes of yourself would be more than happy with that now, wouldn't you? But I suppose with the 3 years under Moyes, when we finished in sixth, finished seventh, and we was challenging top four for 2 or 3 seasons on the run, and we won a trophy, 3 years in Europe, now the fan base expectancy has gone a lot higher. Yeah. And this is the trouble now. It's the trouble. What do fans really want?
I'm gonna reel you back. I'm gonna reel you back. Okay. If you want to know why people like me, why my expectations are, because my expectations aren't about Premier League, aren't about our position in the Premier League, and I'm gonna ask you to do this, right? So next time you come on, download Iron Men. You know, the West Ham documentary and fast forward to the last 30 minutes. Watch that 30 minutes and watch what's been ripped away from us when you consider what's been promised. And I'm not joking, Gary. If you haven't seen it, watch it. It's on Prime now. Go and watch it. The last 30 minutes, you have a look at what we had in that last season on the pitch, in the stands. We was together. We was as one. We was a living, breathing fucking organism.
Oh, yeah.
And then you look at what they've done, what they promised us. Yeah. Our expectations haven't gone up because of David fucking Moyes. Our expectations are always going to have been there because we're never ever going to forgive that cunt for what he's done, for what he's taken away from us. And we're never.
Again, the fans bought it, didn't they? The fans bought it. I mean, many times he was one of the few people who stood up to him.
He did, but we bought a lie. It doesn't take away from the fact that they fucking lied to us, and they should be held. They should be held accountable for the fact that they lied. It ain't just we've done it. We made the decision to go. No, the whole time that little wanker is running this club. We are never really and truly going to be happy unless we're playing good. Unless we're playing good football on the pitch, because I'm telling you now. If you go and watch that, like I said to you, the last 30 minutes of that video, you'll have a lump in your throat and you'll go, fuck me. Especially if you've been over to this new place, because this new this new place is a fucking shithole compared to where we've come from.
I think the one thing we all agree on, right? No matter whether you talk performances, the results, whatever you think, but it all boils down to this club will never go forward. Why Sullivan is there, and I think that's the biggest thing. We're all agreed on that. I think there needs to be a change there for the old club to change. I think because it's not going to happen otherwise, is it?
No.
This is the trouble. I think this is the old crux of the problem.
The very least that horrible, nasty little cunt can do is give us something good to watch when we go to the stadium and we watch our fucking team. That's the very least he owes us. He owes us that. He owes us an entertaining fucking football team. He doesn't owe us a load of players that look good on paper with a fucking manager that produces the most boring, soul-sucking football that you could ever hope to see. It is completely and utterly anti-fucking West Ham. It was under Moyes. It is under this cunt. It is. Yeah. I'm getting the hump now. I am.
No,
so whenever I think of Sullivan,
I think short term, if Ange came in out of argument, and I can see him leaving Tottenham very soon if how they're carrying on.
Yeah.
But I think short term for the rest of the season, fans will be on particularly yourself will be on a high. But But eventually, if it started going the wrong end of the scores, eventually. Novelty would wear off. I mean, it has Tottenham as well. On most of the fans.
Yeah, but Gary, what's the average lifespan of a Premier League manager now? Do you know what it
is?
Of
course. No. 2 or 3 years?
It's less than 3 years. It's about 2 years.
Yeah.
That's the average lifespan. So basically what you do is you bring a manager in and you don't bring him in going, it's going to be great for 18 months, but it will turn to shit eventually. They all turn to shit eventually because of the way the Premier... And I'll tell you why that is, right? Because the Premier League is scientific now. So managers almost get found out. I think you've seen it happening with Pep now. It's taken ages with Pep. But eventually your style of football and your brand and the way that you approach games... everything about what you're going to do in a game gets predicted by your opponent in the end. So if you've been at a club for a long time, unless you are some revolutionary manager that can kind of coach your team so well that they'll put on the amazing top end performances anyway, unless you do, then eventually what will happen is you will run your course at a club. You will, because they'll learn everything about you. And this is why it don't make sense with Sullivan going, they're not Premier League experienced. That's a fucking advantage, not being Premier League experienced. All that means is us going out and getting a manager. Going out and getting a manager with Premier League experience means that we're going to get someone that everyone fucking knows about. Throw a curveball. Go and get a curveball in. That's what I think anyway.
Yeah. I think also the other problem is Kudus at the moment. I mean, I agree with you today. He frustrated me a lot of the time. He just stopped playing, as far as I can see. He's just not the same player as last year. He was
annoying the fuck out. He was annoying the fuck out of me in the first half.
I know, which is a shame. That's why I would like to see him just try that one game. Just stick him in the 10 against Liverpool. Put him in the 10. Bring Somerville on the left, Bowen on the right. Then the only problem you got your full crook up front. And for me, when I look at that guy, what we paid for him and what we could have had in Duran, it's frustrating. But to be honest, as much as we're moaning about all this, if we could get in us forward and a box-to-box midfield with legs and a different manager, you might see a completely different West Ham.
Mate, we don't... Listen, of course, if we was to go out and get the forward and the box-to-box midfielder, which I think we're going to do in the January transfer window, we could go on and have an absolutely amazing... We're setting ourselves up for a strong finish if we go out...
We are. Do you remember me and you both saying months ago about Fofana, when he was available, we could have got him.
Yeah, but Moyes didn't want him.
Be a different team there.
The wonderful David Moyes turned his nose up at Yusuf Fofana. The wonderful David Moyes turned his nose up at fucking Ramsey, who's smashing it at Villa at the moment. 12 million paid him in 4 instalments, 3 million a year over 4 years. Not good enough. He's not good enough for the Premier League.
I mean, when you look at that as well, we paid 40 million for Kilman.
I don't even know.
Milinkovic for 15 million.
But this is where it pisses me off, and this is where people say, you can't get a director of football in. These managers, I'm telling you, a lot of them, their talent ID's fucking shit. They're busy on the training ground, right? So their job, if they're good at it, is coaching the team. So they haven't got eyes on every game. They don't know about every bit of talent that's coming through everywhere else. They should not be making decisions on what players come in. They shouldn't, because what they're doing is they're operating from a very limited knowledge that they've got, and that's why they end up going out like Lopetegui. No Kilman. Yeah. I want Kilman. And then you look at fucking what Nottingham Forest done. They went and got Milinkovic for 12 million.
For 15 million, we pay 40.
Yeah.
Listen, going forward to the Liverpool game,
it should not be managers. Managers should not be buying players. No way.
What would you be your midfield forward formation for the Liverpool game on Sunday?
It'd be Paqueta and Soler with Alvarez at the base.
Yeah,
pretty simple. And I'll obviously look. We know it's going to be Emerson. Well, to start at the back, it's going to be Areola, I think, because Fabianski is going to be, even if he's all right, he's going to be on concussion protocol, so he'll be gone for 2 weeks. Hopefully he is all right, because we love Fabs and he was having another great game. So it'll be Areola in goal. It's going to be Emerson left back. It's going to be our last 2 fit centre backs playing centre back together. Then we're going to be having Wan-Bissaka, the imperious Wan-Bissaka, playing at right back.
It's the forward I'm interested in what you say.
What's that? Yeah, so we're going to have Alvarez.
You picked Soler, Paqueta, and Alvarez behind them, which I agree, which was a Newcastle. It's the front three now. I know you're going to play. Go on, you carry on. What is your front three?
Somerville on the left, Bowen down the middle, Kudus on the right. That's how I play it.
So you're leaving out Fulkrug, yeah?
Leaving out Fulkrug, and the reason that I would do that is because I know that Bowen ain't necessarily the best playing centre forward. But what I would do, what I like about that is we saw it sort of late on in that game today. If you use that team properly, think of the craft and creativity that you've got with Soler and Paqueta in the middle. If they've got runners either side of them, yes, you might be thinking we're missing a bit of a focal point there, but maybe you don't need a focal point. If you're playing football and you're building up properly and you're attacking en masse and you've got players like Kudus and like Somerville attacking from wide areas, Bowen can sniff out a chance. He can play the poacher because I'll tell you what. A poacher is all that Fulkrug is. A poacher is all that Ings is. Fulkrug is not this big, powerful bloke that can fight defenders.
He ain't that man. We don't do that.
Yeah.
No. And I'll tell you what, the suspensions might work. If he picked that team, now I agree with you. That would be my team as well. And the biggest advantage of that is you've got pace up. You've got Kudus, Bowen and Somerville. Now, Liverpool are not going to sit back and play a low block. They're going to come at us, aren't they? Yeah?
But they are less likely to pour forward with all of their fucking fullbacks like they do with Trent and the other geezer on the other side.
That's what I'm saying. We can get behind them. There'd be space behind them.
But they're less.
We've got the pace to get behind them.
But what I'm saying is they're less likely to pour forward if you leave a threat further forward. If we leave a threat up front, three blokes like that, they're not stupid. Arne Slot's going to look at that and go, fuck it, we're going to have to leave one or two back. They're going to have to at least go man for man.
I know, but what I'm saying to you is that front three gives you much more pace and much more, fluidity going forward.
And you can go direct. You can whack balls into the channel. You can if you have to, just go fucking bang. Just get out the pitch as quickly as possible. And Liverpool do push their fullbacks forward.
Trent likes to get forward, and he's a great pass with the ball, but he's not the best defensively, and he can get behind him. And this is maybe our chance, with that team, which I totally agree with you, it's got to be. But knowing him, he'll play Fulkrug, won't he? He will. We know what he'll do. Kudus on the left and Somerville will be on the bench. That's what he's going to do.
He'll play the same team, and it'll be, It'll be Alvarez and Rodriguez in for, I don't know. I think he will definitely play two holding CDMs. So it'll be Alvarez and Rodriguez probably in that game with maybe Soler or Paqueta in front of him. One of the two.
Yeah, at least we've got Paqueta back now, which is good from suspension. So hopefully maybe he can put in a performance. But it's going to be difficult. When we saw him at Tottenham last week, they're great going forward Liverpool at the moment, aren't they?
I just think it depends how you're going to play. If you're going to play, if part of your game plan is to actually try and play football, and when you've got the ball, play sharp, incisive football with runners making players making runs and stuff like that, then you play Paqueta. He's likely to have a good game. If all you need is a fucking blocker, then don't play Paqueta because he'll lose the ball. Paqueta is a footballer. He is. If you put him in a team where his job is to basically win it and, win it and give it, and so that's not easy. You don't need him to do that fucking job. He needs to be in a team and playing with players that are on his wavelength. We've seen it before. We've seen it in previous games. There's sometimes he gets smashed by people for making a shit pass. Half the shit passes that he makes is because people ain't reading these passes.
That's right. He plays the ball into space a lot, doesn't he?
Yeah, and they just don't see it. It makes it look like a shit pass. You see his gesture. He'll pass to Souček in front of him. Souček stood there, and Paqueta's sort of gesturing to him, going, "What the fuck? Run, you fucking plank."
And that's the other thing we were saying about weeks ago. The midfield three of Alvarez, Kudus, and Paqueta. We've never ever seen it, have we?
No.
It's never happened.
Have we not? No, I don't think we have.
Yeah. Which if you think about it, we'll say we haven't got the legs in midfield, but you put Kudus in there, you've got legs in the midfield. You've got them three will be the best three. But then again, you're then limited. Then you've got Bowen, Somerville, and Fulkrug up front. That's the only difference.
If you're going to do that, if you're going to play Fulkrug, then I'll drop Soler. So if you're going to play Fulkrug, I'll drop Soler, and I'll do play that midfield three. But the thing is, I've almost given up on wanting Kudus in the middle now because I just don't think we're ever going to see it.
No, we're not going to see it.
We're not going to see it. So, I really, really do not know why. I've got no idea why.
That game on Sunday, is it a 4:30 kickoff,
Don't know, mate. I've not looked, to be
I
honest.
just
I'm
wondering
not
whether
too
Sky
sure.
showing it on Sunday. Yeah.
There's always ways
Hope
of watching.
so.
There's always ways of watching.
Yeah,
Gail.
of course. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Well, anyway, I'll make a move and you enjoy your Christmas, Nick, and don't eat too much.
That ship sailed, mate. I've already eaten too much. I'm going to go and make another sandwich now. I'm starting to feel hungry again.
All right, you take it easy, mate.
And you, mate. Cheers. Happy New Year, Gal.
And you, Nick. Take care, mate.
Right, everyone. I think that's it. I'm going to... Oh, hang on. What we got here? No, that's no one that wants to phone in. All right, no, that's absolutely fine. Right, we're gonna leave it there. It was a pony game. Thank you, everyone, for jumping on and watching. Really appreciate it. It's not the easiest thing to talk about. And thank you very much to Denise, Nick, and Gary for calling in as well. I appreciate that. It's not easy when you just watch such a fucking deflating game. Please drop a like on the video before you leave. It does help us. And if you're new around here, please subscribe. And we will see you later in the week. Well, we've got another game in a couple of days, haven't we? I can't wait. So speak to you all soon. Come on, you irons.